CrossroadsIRL.com.
American people and the census manipulation that Democrats have been using to influence American elections for years. In 2018, Republican leadership, including the president himself, called for a citizenship question to be included in the 2020 census reports. To no one's surprise, when the Democrats took control, these requests went unanswered, and the question of citizenship was waived. But the fact remains that the concept of sanctuary cities and radical blue states ignoring immigration law and using the illegal population to manipulate the lines of congressional districts is in fact unconstitutional. Not only are there severe constitutional concerns from the inclusion of illegal immigrants, but the Census Bureau admitted to having made several, quote, errors in their 2020 census report.
Now, you notice that whenever some of these records are falsified or are grossly, let me use the term, grossly represented in favor of Democrats and their court, they're called errors. Okay, it's a play on words, but you know what, guys? This has been going on for a long time, for years and years and years, maybe over 100 years. We're just noticing because of social media and the internet. It's upsetting to just watch these videos and like, what on earth is going on? Why? How come we didn't know about these things? But it's interesting to watch these things develop and to see them getting caught.
Convenient, seeing that as in 2020, Donald Trump was on top of the ticket. In 2020, the Bureau undercounted in primarily deep red states such as Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas, all red, while overcounting in radical left blue states like Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, and Rhode Island. This egregious error led to many states being denied proper representation in Congress and the Electoral College. So much so that these errors cost Republicans not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 seats in the House.
Now imagine that. All right. Now, these are things that you will not see on mainstream media. It's not discussed because it's not convenient or it's not sexy enough. But these are the things that make elections, succeed or fail. If you have the National Census Board or Census Bureau deliberately miscounting the number of citizens in blue cities or communities and undercounting Republicans, it's a huge deal. It is a huge deal. It means that those regions will not get representation in Congress, and eventually it determines the Electoral College and eventually presidential elections. It's very important for us to pay attention to these stories. All right. Now, my question now, should a future Trump administration take the time to correct illegal census distortions? It's one thing to catch these things, but can they be corrected? And if they can, should they be corrected? We've seen Democrats lose their mind whenever these corrections are threatened. And they scream, Trump is trying to rig the elections whenever something is being done that basically exposes the Democrats. For example, you need an ID before you vote. How is that a big issue? Oh no, you guys are trying to, it's a racist thing because people in minority communities don't know the way to the DMV to get ID. Like, these are the kinds of things that you hear, and you need to be able to catch these hypocrisies when they pop up. All right. In California, they've essentially outlawed IDs at polling centers to enable them carry out their plans. So let me know in the chat if you think that Trump should consider correcting these illegal census distortions, or a future president who may be able to do that. All right. Now, Democrats have their next plan lined up, and Swalwell has begun to make his rounds. Do you know what he's asking to be normalized? All right, voting with your phones. Let's have a listen to his very brilliant plan. I mean, it's genius. Why didn't we think of it?
I want us to be able to vote by phone. I think every Californian
Vote by phone.
Vote by phone. Yeah, if we can do our taxes, do our make our healthcare appointments, make essentially do your banking online, you should be able to vote by phone. Make it safe, make it secure, but it's actually already happening all over the United States. I want us to be a blue state that doesn't do just a little bit better than like Georgia or Alabama when it comes to like voting access. I want us to max out democracy. Also, as it relates to democracy, if you wait in line for 30 minutes or more, if you do want to vote in person, I think you should fine every county for every minute that a person has to wait longer. We have to be better, not just a little bit better than the other states. The DMV. I don't think Californians should have to go in person to the DMV anymore. I think we can do that virtually. I think you can have the DMV employees do it virtually, but that's a lot of real estate.
Is that the most popular position?
Digitize the DMV. Digitize the DMV.
Yeah.
We can modernize the state, and I look forward to bringing these ideas to Californians.
All right. So if you know anything about the internet and you know anything about bots and how there are bot farms, and when you go to some of these bot farms, all you see are phones slaved to each other, connected to a computer and running programs on these phones, making them act like people. So whenever you go to X and you do a post and you have a bunch of people with strange user IDs or usernames attacking you and trolling you and bullying you online, it's very likely that that's a bot. Now, Swalwell is trying to say, let's open up phone voting. Well, you guys haven't been able to deal with bots yet, okay? And then you want to open that possibility of bots voting for whoever they like. That is going to be a complete disaster. Well, Democrats are doing their very best to ensure that, well, he says he wants to unleash democracy. Yeah, right. Anyway, all of this paints a very clear picture. All right, now here's the question I want you to answer. Okay, you've heard Swalwell give us his fantastic messianic suggestion about voting in California, and of course they are going to push it to the rest of the United States if it takes root in California. Now, here's my question. Would phone voting destroy election integrity, in your opinion? I've given you my opinion. It's just my opinion. What do you think?